Hello, today we're at the base of the High Tatras mountains. We're at Stary Smokovec.
And we're ready to set for our 2-day hike to Koprovsky summit. Built in the 19th century, this beautiful mountain town was a gateway of aristocracy to High Tatras, and its noble history can be witnessed on the magnificent architecture of its buildings. We're here to pick up the funicular for Hrebienok, the starting point of many trails on Tatras, including ours.
Okay, so this is Hrebienok. This is where we start hiking.
High Tatras are many times referred as the Slovak Alps or mini Alps, and for a good reason. There are 29 peaks above 2,500 meters, and they are all made of granite. Today we start on the east side of the mountain line at Hrebienok. We will hike on the longest trail of Tatras, known as the Tatranska Magistrala, which will take us to the west. Our first waypoint is Hotel Slievski Dom on the shores of Velike Tarn. A few hours to the north is Gerlachowski, the highest summit in Slovakia, but that's another trail for another day. We will keep hiking to the west until Magistrala takes us to another tarn known as Batizovske Pleso. Pleso means tarn in Slovak, and there are many tarns on High Tatras. Soon after, the trail will turn into a steep ascent and lead us to the day's highest altitude at 2040 meters, just below Tura summit. From there, we will descend to Ostrava Saddle and through a series of steep zigzags even lower to Megusovka Valley and Popradske Pleso, where we will spend the night.
It's not a really difficult trail, but it has some rough points like this one. But it's very well signed, like all trails in Slovakia. And well,
A couple of hours later, we arrived at Velike Pleso, which was covered with a moody weather.
yes, so this is a High Tatras, as you can see all around me. These rocks are granite, which is what this mountain is mostly consisted of. Another thing most people don't know is that High Tatras and Carpathians in Romania, actually they're brothers. It's the same mountain line that turns north from Romania and shapes a kind of new moon up the way here in Slovakia. It's lunchtime.
But no food yet.
What do you mean no food yet?
My father needs
Your father needs to what?
to take it out.
Okay, so there is food there. This is so typical. The moment I put my glasses in the backpack, the sun came out. This is how things are on the mountain. One moment you are under cloudy weather, and the other you are in a lovely sunny day. Yeah, and the road over there is where we're going. behind me is Pleso. It's beautiful.
We keep gaining altitude as we are hiking our way to the highest point of the day near Summit Tura. Just before Ostrova, we came across a magnificent Tatra chamois.
Over there. He seems a bit curious. He's not running away.
Veronica tried to sweet-talk the animal from running away,
Ahoj! Ty jsi krásný.
while Marian thought that the bribe would be more fitting. But the chamois was more interested in watching the glorious sunset than interacting with three strange humans.
Neviem, by si řekl iba papa?
Fortunately, I was able to shoot several pictures of the animal before leaving for Ostrova, where the beauty of the sunset would reach its peak. Definitely one of the most beautiful sunsets of the year.
Ooh.
Next morning, I decided to seize the opportunity and wake up early to shoot the sun rising over Popradske Pleso. The scenery here is just mesmerizing.
We arrived pretty late last night and we were beaten, so I didn't shoot anything last night, but this is a hata. And today we're gonna go for a peak which is in the area. It's called Koprovsky. It's around 2300 meters high and 3 hours to the north from here.
Koprovský štít.
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 Okay. Sounds nasty.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. No?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So, this is Mengusovska Valley. Our starting point is here, and we have to climb all the way to Koprovsky summit, which is right there. We will hike north to the plateau where the big and small Hinkovo Plesos are. From there, we will climb on the Koprovsky passage and keep moving on the ridge till we step on the summit. After spending some time on the top, we will take the trail back to Popradske and then Strebske Pleso, where we will catch a train for Stary Smokovec. Now you see where all this energy goes? Look at this view. And we just had the first glimpse of the peak. It's over there. It's always nice to see the summit. It gives you strength. The big Hinkovo lake is so scenic the way it's surrounded by all these magnificent peaks. Before getting on with the biggest ascent of the day, we took a small break on its shore. Next waypoint was Koprovsky Saddle. The ascent was quite strenuous, but our efforts were rewarded with some amazing views. Okay, the worst part is over. We reached the pass, it's at 2200 meters. This is a Koprovsky pass, and just behind me, as you can see, is the summit. Yeah, it's amazing. Ooh. Almost. Almost there. At this point, I thought that we were meters from the summit, but actually I was wrong. Koprovsky was behind this false summit, and there were still a few vertical meters to be climbed. Once on top, we were surrounded by fast-moving clouds that came and went, briefly opening and closing a stage of awe-inspiring views. The joy of summiting has always had a self-actualizing quality for me. I can't stop thinking how intimidating a mountain looks from below and how small everything looks from above. Mountains are an acute visualization of life. Most of the times they look difficult or even impossible to conquer, but, like any other goal, you just have to take the first step and keep going. The fatigue and all hardships wear off as soon as you reach the top. You can't stay on the summit forever, and even worse, a misstep can lead to an abysmal fall, but there is always another mountain waiting to be climbed.
Goodbye, Koprovsky.
Nah.